everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my late low buy update for February. Apologies, this month has just been off to a wild start, so I have not had a chance to film, but I am today. And I'm going to be updating you on how February went for my no buy, low buy period. So if you don't know, I will link my playlist down below, which has my intro with the rules as well as my first update. I'm tracking my clothing purchases as well as my beauty purchases throughout the year because those are the two areas that I can easily get out of control and just impulse buy within. So that's what I'm working on. So before we get started, there are a few kind of scheduled no buys I have throughout the year. So for clothing, the second month of every quarter, so that was February, and next it'll be May, are no buy months. So no clothing purchases at all. It's nice to just have them scheduled to know when they're going to happen. I have plenty of time before and after, to kind of make purchases, do whatever. But it's nice to just have certain months dedicated that I'm just not going to purchase anything. So February was one of those months. And it went well. I did not purchase anything, no clothes, no shoes, nothing of that sort. And it worked out. I really didn't feel like I was missing anything. I feel like February just went really fast for me, so I wasn't really even thinking about shopping really. So my budget did not change because I didn't make any purchases. I have a budget of $600 for the entire year. And I started the month off because I did make purchases in January. I started the month off at $512.72, and I ended the month at the same balance because I didn't make any purchases. So that is super great. As far as the beauty purchases, I am doing $700 for the year, and I'm doing it a little bit different. So it'll be $50 a month, except for November and December are getting $100 per month because at the end of the year, I love to shop Black Friday, Sephora VIB sale, my Christmas and birthday are all the same time. So those 2 months, I just wanted to have an increase. Now for my beauty, I am doing replacement only periods of time. So the first quarter of this year and then the third quarter of this year are going to be replacement only. So I truly have to run out of something to justify a purchase type thing. And I did not have any replacements to make in February. I will have a couple in March that I need to do, but I was able to get through February without needing to purchase anything. I mean, there were a couple of times where I thought, well, I know I'm getting low on this, I might as well just purchase it. But I thought to myself, no, truly wait till you have 2 uses left. And I never got to that point because I probably will hit those items, my setting spray is getting really low. I'll probably hit that in March instead of, I didn't hit it in February. So that was really good, kind of discipline on my part, but it did kind of creep up on me a little bit. So I started the month of February with a beauty budget of $63.91. I did not purchase anything beauty related in February, which is fantastic. So I got to add the full $50 into that balance. So now I have $113.91 to use for beauty purchases, which is great. And that's kind of one of the strategies I have is with these replacement periods of the year to kind of build this back up. But also, like I said, it's just nice to know, okay, these are the months where I'm just not going to focus on new releases. I'm not going to go on a big shopping trip to Ulta or Sephora. I'm just not going to do it. And it makes it so much easier. I remember Hannah Louise Poston talking about this maybe a couple years ago about how she just really likes having strict no-buy periods because it's really easy to just say, well, I'm not going to do this. Whereas sometimes the low buy can be a little vague and still tempting. And I'm starting to feel that way too. So anyway, the month was very successful. I was able to stay within my boundaries. I do keep track of a point system for my makeup purchases only. So my makeup purchases, I need to have credits in my beauty bank, Steph does. And so I started the month with 4.5 credits. Now, if I finish up a product, I earn 1 credit. And if I hit pan on a product, I earn that half credit. And I'm ending the month with 9.5 credits. So I earned 5 credits throughout the month. I ended up finishing 4 makeup products, which you can go check out my empties video to hear about those. And I also hit pan in 2 products. So the 2 halves ended up making a full point there. So I went from 4.5 to 9.5, which means that, if I have replacements I need to make, Like I said, setting spray for sure, and I'll need a mascara again here soon. And then if, when I'm out of this replacement only period of time, if I want to make makeup purchases, I still need to have the, first of all, budget, like the money budget, but also the like credits there available, because I don't want to expand my collection like too exponentially. I really want it to kind of like be at the steady flow. So I feel like that's going to be kind of the harder part, is I might be able to save up the money, but having the actual like credits or like slots available might be the tricky part. So anyway, that is how February went. Thinking about March, for clothing, I am off the hook. I can purchase clothing. And we'll talk about that in my March update. I do have an order out for something. But then for beauty, I'm still on a replacement only. And as far as items on my kind of like list that I think I'll actually have to purchase include a setting spray and a mascara. I switch out my mascaras quarterly, so I will need a new one for April 1st. And I feel like it's fine for me to purchase it in March. I would consider that a replacement. So I'll probably get those, but outside of that, nothing else is like too low. Skincare wise, I'm working through the skincare that I have open. I'm trying to be good about just having one type of product open at a time, like one cleanser, one moisturizer, instead of having multiple. So that's been helping, but that also means I still have, a backup stash of stuff. So for example, I just finished up my cleanser. I'll probably finish a few other things, but I have items already in my possession that I can just replace them with. I don't actually like have nothing. So I don't feel like I need to purchase any skincare because I have all my backups. Hair care, it just takes me for freaking ever to get through any sort of hair care. So that's not a concern. So I feel like I'm in a good spot. I mean, it's been really great to start the year off with having this replacement only mindset. Because I feel like the holidays, and again, my birthday's at the end of the year, and there's all these end of year sales and Black Friday. It's just very stimulating. And I feel like, at least for me, shopping kind of gets addictive. Like once I start, then I want to keep going. And so starting the year off with saying we're not going to do excessive shopping right now was probably the reset I really needed. So would highly suggest doing a month or two of replacement only if you can, because it's been just nice to have the permission of I don't have to keep up with releases because I can't buy them anyway type thing. So that's been really good. And I'm also project panning. I have a pan that palette this year, as well as just a rolling 10 pan, which helps me focus on what I do have. One of my big kind of overarching goals this year is to make sure I use every product in my collection a certain number of times. So like I want to use every lip product I have 15 times this year, every cheek product, whether it be a highlighter or a blush 30 times this year. So I'm still very much like at the beginning of the year and building up those numbers. I have not used every product in my collection yet this year. So that's kind of also helping me stay outside of like the new releases and all of that. I do have a little bit of a wish list though. Let me pull it up here so I can share what some of those items are with you. Okay, so for beauty related wish list items, I still would love to have the Glam palette from Natasha Denona, but I think I will wait until the end of the year when I'm done panning my Sultry palette, because that's my Pan That palette, and they're just so similar that I'll wait on that. But that is definitely like a purchase I'd like to make this year. I would also like to have a powder foundation. I think I talked about this last month and I got some recommendations. I said I was between the e.l.f. Camo powder foundation because it's a new one and the Fenty. And I had some people leave me good reviews about Fenty. So I'm definitely interested in that. I feel like they have a better shade selection anyway. So that is something that I'm interested more for the summer. I just feel like it'd be really nice to have a powder foundation that I can just use a big fluffy brush, kind of buff it in and call it a day. Because I just don't really wear like full face of makeup in the summer as much as I do the rest of the year. I'm also interested in trying the e.l.f. gripping primer, and still interested in getting a couple of perfumes from Dossier this spring and early summer. So those are still kind of like the same. As far as clothing goes, nothing like too pertinent on my wish list. I did, like I said, place an order, but I'm going to talk about that more in Target and kind of what the story was behind that. So I'll keep that for my next update. But nothing like too big. I've kind of been on the fence about wanting to get a vest, but I'm just not sure. Like I've looked at some, but I haven't pulled the trigger because I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm still on the fence if I really want to get a vest. So that tells me if I don't feel super passionate about it, then I probably don't need it, you know? But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I am still in winter where I live, like tons of snow outside. So as much as I want to say I'm excited for like spring clothing and all of that, that's still a ways away for me. Living in northern Minnesota, it takes a while to get all the snow that we accumulate melted. So that is, kind of wishful thinking and out to the distance. I do think though with spring, I usually get kind of like the inspiration to get some like florals or just like other lighter clothes. So we'll see if that hits me this year. It hasn't hit me yet, but it could hit me, upcoming here in the next couple of months. Probably like April, May is when I'll feel that. But that's where I'm at. I would love to hear from you down below how your low buys or no buys are going. Are you feeling tempted by anything in particular? Are you feeling strong? How's it going? This is my second year of doing a series like this on my channel. And I definitely think that it gets easier with time. It's easier to ignore. I've unfollowed a lot of Instagram accounts like Trend Mood and ColourPop and a lot of brands just because I get sucked in so easily. So that's also, helping me that I don't see those things as regularly as I used to. And yeah, so that's kind of just a tip that I'm sure everybody says, like it's not a original tip by any means, but it does help me anyway. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.